I gotta go get some seeds. Don't put this part in the video. Hello everybody and welcome back to Gelli World. We're actually in a older version of Gelli World, which I'll get onto in a second. But first, let's talk about what we're going to be doing in this video. So recently, I've been getting the game ready for the Kickstarter, and I only want to do the Kickstarter for this game when I know that the game is the vision that I have for it and that it's really awesome and you guys will enjoy it. So I've been looking at the things that I've been creating and seeing, are these things good enough in order to be given to you guys? And I discovered that there's lots of parts of the game that I want to change and improve for you guys. Two of those things being the farming system and the building system in the game, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So I'm in an older version of Gelli World to show you guys the old versions of those, and then we'll hop into a newer version of Gelli World to show you the new versions. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the farming, about why it kind of sucked and how I improved it. And the first reason why it sucked is because this is where you farmed. You had this area right here, and that was it. You couldn't farm anywhere else but this area, and this area would actually start off this small and then expand outwards as you upgraded your farm, which is kind of cool in its way, but it doesn't give you a lot of freedom of being able to farm wherever you want. I just realized that this version of the game does not have a sun. That's very, very weird. Also, the farming was really, really lackluster, and it kind of felt tacked on, and the farming is such a big part of the game, and having it feel tacked on kind of sucks. So here we have a fully grown crop. I press a button and I get the crop. And that was the harvesting for the game. The rest of the farming is just about as boring as that. You grab some seeds, you get a little indicator showing if you can or cannot plant your seeds. You plant them. That's it. Then you just wait and they eventually grow and then you can harvest them. You plant some more seeds. The cycle continues. And that's kind of really boring. You don't feel like you have a relationship between you and your crops, and it doesn't feel satisfying to harvest them when you basically just put them down, forget about them, and then come back later. So I definitely had to go to the drawing board to fix that up. Now let's talk about the building. Don't put this part in the video. This is the part in the video where I cheat in a bunch of materials. So the building in the game actually kind of sucked. So you held the furniture in your hand, you walked around, and it would tell you if you can or cannot place the furniture. Like, I can't place the furniture here, for example, but I can place it here. Code-wise, this sucked because every single location that you could build in was a prefab, and it was just hand-placed by me, and there's a really ugly manager script that I had for all of this. Totally not good. I'm still new to Unity. I think I've just hit 1 year of using Unity and C#. So obviously I make a lot of beginner mistakes and I have to go back later and fix them. And one of those beginner mistakes that I made was this horrible building system. So you hold the furniture in your hand and then you press a button and you place it down. You can walk over it and flip the furniture as well. And then if you want to remove the furniture, you hold the button and it pops off. There is also wall furniture that you can put when inside the house. Obviously, you can just put it down, and then I can put down furniture like that below it. And there's also furniture like the tables that you can put items on top of, as well as like the shelves right here. Now, I'm going to show you guys a few of the problems that I have with the system and why I wanted to change it. One of the biggest problems was there's no way to differentiate whether you want to interact with the bottom furniture or the top furniture. So for example, if I walk over here and I try to remove, let's say these logs, I go to remove and all of the furniture pops off from that space, which is actually quite annoying. The next issue that I have for this is that if I put some wall furniture here, well, first of all, you can see that that happened and that was annoying. Let's say I want to put this on the table. Okay, I put it on the table, put this on the shelf. Okay, now that came off the table. I'll put this back on the table. Okay, now that came off the shelf. I think you guys can see the problem here. I also think that people will want to edit their entire house at once, and having to run around to each individual spot and place the furniture might get a little bit tedious and people might not like that. Those are a few of the issues that I had with this building system. And now let's jump over to a newer version of the game so I can show you all of the brand new stuff that I've done. And it's really, really awesome. Okay, here we are in the newest version of Gelli World, and it's a rainy day out in Gelli World, which is crazy because it's actually a rainy day outside while I'm recording this. So the mood in this game and in real life are really matching up. I hope that this game is as cozy as a real rainy day inside the game. That would be amazing because I feel like a lot of people would enjoy that. That is completely off track. Let's talk about farming. Okay, so the eagle-eyed viewers might have noticed that there's an extra slot to the left of my inventory, and I can scroll over there and I can't reach that slot. And that slot is my current equipped tool. That's right, I added tools into Gelli World. So I can change what selected tool I have, and there's currently 3 of them in the game, and there's more that I have planned. The 3 that are in the game are the hoe, the watering can, and the building hammer. Let's start off with the hoe. You have the hoe, and you use the interact key, and you farm. So you can farm on any grass that's in the plains biome. I was thinking you should be able to farm in other places, like in the forest. Then you would have to run all the way from here to the forest in order to farm, and that just doesn't really make sense. So you can see that this dirt that I have tilled here is a different color from this dirt over here. This untilled dirt is what happens when you harvest a crop on tilled dirt. It returns back to untilled. Wow, that's a lot of saying the word tilled. Put a tilled counter in the bottom of this video. So this untilled dirt you cannot farm on. So for example, I'm trying to place down these seeds and nothing is happening. But this tilled dirt over here, I can actually plant these seeds. If you look at these crops, you can see that they have a little bit of a particle effect. It's like a water spurt coming off from them. And that means that they're watered. So now in order for your crops to grow, you have to water them every single day. If you forget to water them for 1 day, they'll just stop growing. But if you forget to water them for 2 days, they will wither and they'll die off. And if you walk through them, they'll poof into a cloud of dust and be gone forever. So make sure to water your crops or they'll die off on you. And the way that you can water your crops is by using your watering can. If you look, there's a gray line above the watering can, and that shows you how much water you have left in the can. Currently, I have no water in the can. And you can refill that by coming over to this new location, which is the well. So this well will start off broken and you can rebuild it. And you'll also get a crafting recipe for the well. So you can craft as many wells as you want and put them around your farm as you see fit. You can also remove this one and place this one wherever you want. So the freedom is up to you. You can do it however you want. This little area that spawns right here is just a suggestion for where you might want to start your farm, since this is a wide open area. But if you really wanted to, you could maybe come over here, which is closer to where the town will be, and farm up here as well. The choice is really yours, and I really wanted to make sure that the player had the freedom of being able to do things wherever they wanted to. So let's go over here, and let's use our watering can on this well, and it'll refill. But here's a special secret. During rainy weather, if you use your watering can anywhere, it'll be refilled. It was getting a little late out, so I went back inside and went to bed. And of course, the next day is a thunderstorm, of course. So the weather is only getting crazier here in Gelli World. So here's an example for how it would go if it wasn't raining. I'll go over here and I'll sploosh water my plants, and then they'll be watered. You might also be saying, what the heck are these crops? I've never seen them before. These are Azleberry. Azleberry is crazy because Azleberry is the first ever thing that I created for the Lunalane universe back in like 2014 or something like that. Back when the Lunalane universe was just an idea that I had in my mind, and I would write out these different things. I created a berry called the Azleberry, and I also created a little squirrel, and the squirrel loved the Azleberries. And I was really enjoying making the relationship between these two things. And I finally got to add the Azleberries into a game, which is absolutely amazing. So this is the Azleberry bush, and it is a new thing in the game because it is a bush. So how bushes work is when they fully grow, you can come up to them and harvest them. And instead of going away forever, they just reset back a stage. And then the next day you can come back to them and harvest them again. They can be harvested for a few amount of times before they poof go away like all of the other crops in the game do. And also, I got really unlucky there, but the berry bushes are really cool because you can harvest multiple crops at once. So this one gives between 1 to 3 Azleberries. So these bushes will probably be pretty expensive seeds to buy and also rare to find in the wild because they're pretty freaking awesome. I mean, you guys know me. I can't just revamp a system and just leave it at that. I have to revamp the system and then add a bunch of freaking random new stuff to it. And this was one of the new things that I wanted to add, and I've always wanted to have bushes in the game, so this is really exciting. And I didn't want to leave it at that. I wanted to show you guys stuff that's coming for the future as well, and there will be upgraded versions of your tools, and as you gain experience and level up in the game, your tools will also level up as well. And I want to show you guys what it'll be like when you upgrade some of these tools. So when you upgrade your hoe, you'll be able to use a super move that'll till a bigger area. So you press the button and then press it again, a little sparkle will appear, and then you'll do the super move. So watch this. Boom, and you can see that I tilled a 3 large area. And that's just super cool. It'll be a more efficient way for you to farm like a very large area to just go around doing this. I'm making an absolute mess and this looks very ugly. but it's really cool, right? And of course, the watering can has that as well. You use it and then it waters a larger area. So this is really, really awesome. I cannot express how happy I am with myself for being able to make this. There was a lot of grid related things and changing and saving tile map type stuff, and the game actually runs smoother than it did before with the older system, which is really weird to think because this system is so much more robust and different. I'm very proud of myself for doing this. Oh look, the sun is back out. Wasn't it weird not having a sun in that older version? I can't believe I went so long in this game without having a sun. It's now the next day and you can see that the bushes here, they're not watered anymore because it's not raining. So we actually have to go up to them and splooshy water them. So they're not watered and you see the effect again. I don't know if I'm going to keep this effect. You guys should tell me what you think about this effect, or if you have a better idea for what would look better for showing that a crop has been watered. Some people have suggested little sparkles. I also made a thing where it kind of looks like water is dripping off of the crop, but I settled on this for now. You'll have to tell me what you guys think down below. Speaking of down below, a lot of you that watch these videos are not subscribed. And if you're like, oh, I should check if Fairlii has a new video, brother, there's a button that you can click that just tells you that I've made a new video, and it makes it appear in your feed. Just smack the subscribe button for me, please. This is my passion, this is my job, and I want this to continue being my job as I get older. And game development is my passion and my dream, and being a YouTuber has always been a thing that I wanted to do. So please subscribe if you haven't, and also press the like button if you've liked what you've seen so far. I mean, come on, man, you gotta like this. Look at this little guy right here. Who doesn't like that? Look at this guy. Okay, with that out of the way, let's get on to the building. So this is something I'm really excited for. The building is really different and it's actually really freaking awesome. So I'm holding this furniture and you can already see, what the heck, man, there's no indicators on the ground. And that's because holding furniture doesn't do anything anymore. You actually have to go into build mode. So how you enter build mode is you mosey on over to the... Did I just say mosey on over? What the heck? I always wait way too late in the day before I start saying stuff. You guys can tell how many takes that I do and mess up by the time in the game. For the difference between the last thing I said and then the next thing that I say, just look at the difference between the time in the game and you can see how long it takes me to do some of these takes. I also have a little bit of a azelberry seed explosion going on over there. So in order to start building, you have to select the building hammer and then use it and you'll enter build mode. You can see that there's a gloved hand holding up the furniture and it's kind of bobbing up and down. And this was just a little bit of visual flair that I had for the building system. I thought it would be really cute if the building system was controlled by this little gloved hand. I don't even know how I came up with the idea of this, but I just thought it was really cool, and I actually have fallen in love with it, and I think it's amazing. So there's a little hand, and it holds the furniture that you currently have selected, and you can move around a specific distance. You can't go on forever, obviously. That'd be a little bit crazy, but you can go pretty far away from where your character is standing and build as you see fit. So I can place down these logs here and place down some more and some more if I really wanted to. And of course, you can rotate things as well. Another cool feature is that you can rotate them before you even place them, which is actually pretty awesome. And then of course you can remove them, and the animation for removing them is really cool because the hand like boink, like flicks it or like pokes it and it pops off. I think it's so cool. I love it. And this is crazy because the system for how it works now allows you to build anywhere you want. If I wanted to go over here and I wanted to build right here, boom, I could build right there if I really wanted to. I could even go to like the beach area and build on the beach. And of course, this system also works with the wall furniture as well. And it's really awesome because if I place furniture below the wall furniture, I can actually go up and select the wall furniture and remove it individually instead of both of them popping off at the same time. And I think that's really awesome. The system currently doesn't allow you to put things on furniture, for example, being able to put these berries on the shelf, but I'll get to that in the future. I've been working on this for so long that I got completely burnt out on doing it, so I'll come back to that later. This system is also really cool because it allows me to be able to make different sized furniture. So for example, I have these paintings here that are actually quite large, and I wasn't able to do that with the older system. Having this building system be so much more robust is amazing, and I'm absolutely in love with it. Also, look at this giant freaking pineapple. Isn't that awesome? I asked my friend what furniture I should add in the game, and they said add a giant pineapple. So I'm like, I mean, yeah, why wouldn't I? So now there's officially a giant pineapple in Gelli World. How you'll get the crafting recipe, I don't know. But is it awesome? Yes, it is. Thank you to all my awesome patrons for being so generous. If you want to become a patron and see all of my videos early and have a bunch of other things like behind the scenes videos, check out the link in the description below. And as always, I'll see you in the next devlog.